All right. Hello. Warm welcome to the Light Warrior Collective. See a lot of familiar faces, so thanks for coming back. This is your source for self-empowerment, for evolving yourself, for self-mastery. So we thank you so much for joining us and making this a regular thing, same time every week for several years. So thank you, everybody, for making that work and for being a part of this success. Today, we have a core team member giving us a meditation and course on the golden shadow. So this is the last week that we're going over the shadow, and I'm sure it's going to be great. So Vivienne, she's been essential from day one, behind the scenes, and then more and more leading these meditations and just absolutely thriving at that. And so I'm very excited that she's coming back and doing this golden shadow meditation for us today. So I'm sure we're definitely in for a treat. So we're all yours, Vivienne. Thank you so much for sharing this today.
Thank you. Thank you, Trent. Yes, we had a really powerful session last week where Manoj took us through the traditional shadow work, if I can put it that way. And so today we're going to finalize October's theme of light and dark with a session that I'm calling the Golden Shadow. And as I begin, I'd just like us to contemplate this quote. The universe speaks in the language of souls. What appears as chaos in our human story is often perfect order in our soul's journey. And every challenge is an invitation to trust more deeply. Every joy, a reminder of our connection to Source. And every relationship is a mirror reflecting another aspect of our divine nature. So that last line of the quote, every relationship is a mirror reflecting another aspect of our divine nature. That's really the core of what we're looking at today. I will give you the explanation of the golden shadow as I understand it. Be free to ask any questions. And then we will do a tiny pop of journaling just to prepare us for our experiential golden shadow meditation. There will be time after the meditation for us to talk a little bit more. So if you need to make a note of any questions or concerns, or in fact, reflections that you might have. As you probably all know, we are now in the Scorpio season, and that's energetically a very powerful time to embrace those parts of ourselves that we've kept hidden. And not only our shadows, but those gifts and talents which we have been afraid to shine. And so the journey to the next grandest version of ourselves requires that we bring all of who we are to our present awareness, to be acknowledged and to be healed. So last week, as I mentioned, we had a very powerful shadow work session by Manoj V, which he titled Embracing Shadows and Reprinting Your Inner World. If you didn't catch the replay, I'm going to post the link here quickly in the chat for you, because it really was one of those pivotal sessions for me, indeed. So in summary, the dark shadow, or what Manoj brought last week, was he spoke about the triggers and the wounds and the healing of our dark shadows. And he reminded us of our responsibility to address our shadows, to face the shadows and heal them, because this is how we bring ourselves into wholeness, addressing, noticing, and healing those shadows. And he also reminded us that our triggers are meant to show us where we're not free yet. And so there is light and dark in all of us. And today we're going to bring forward the golden shadow. And shadow work, as we've experienced this month, is about making the unconscious conscious. I'm not sure how many of you have worked on the golden shadow or heard about this aspect of your inner world. And I think our golden shadow is oftentimes hidden from our conscious awareness. It's those parts of us that we don't see or don't want to see, even though they're good or positive traits and aspects. And as whilst these parts of ourselves remain hidden, the golden parts, which we are unable to bring forward, are keeping us from being whole, complete. And I also think that often the unseen golden shadow, and I will explain much more about how this works and what it is, it brings forward in us the feeling of not enoughness, not being good enough. And that in itself, that feeling of not enoughness, is a wound that needs healing in a lot of us. So what is the golden shadow? The golden shadow comes in three forms that I've noticed. The first form in which it appears is when we cannot see the beauty, the good, the wonderful traits, talents, gifts that exist within us. This is when we look in the mirror and only see criticism and judgment of self. It is when we dislike and judge ourselves or our actions. It may be a physical attack on ourselves, like, I'm not pretty enough, I'm overweight, my hair never looks great. Or we attack our personality or character traits. I'm not friendly enough, I'm not good enough perhaps, I don't ever get ahead. So traits are distinguishing qualities or characteristics which belong to us. And these descriptions can be physical, emotional, mental, or moral. And these are the parts of the golden shadow. Today, we're going to look at the good traits, the beautiful traits, and see what we can bring forward within ourselves. The second way I see the golden shadow showing up is in things we see in others, all those wonderful things we see that perhaps even trigger us. But the point here is that we cannot see them in ourselves. An example of this could be perhaps when I see a trait in another, like I'd say, Jen, I might say to myself, Jen is such a caring and gentle person. What I need to realize in the moment when I'm thinking that of her is this is something that can be seen and acknowledged in myself. If I can see it in Jen, it means that I also possess this trait somewhere, perhaps deeply hidden inside of me. And lastly, where I see the work we need to do on the golden shadow is when we cannot accept a compliment. And we've all encountered this in our lives, or perhaps in ourselves or another person. You pay someone a compliment, and instead of them being able to receive it with a thank you, the person deflects it or denies it or quickly pays you a reciprocal comment. So this also points to us very clearly that part of us which needs working on. So today is the reminder that just like the dark shadow, what we see in others actually is something that needs work in ourselves. For example, if I look and say that person is so judgmental, what I actually need to ask myself is, where am I being judgmental? And it's only with that reflection, with that bringing to the light for myself, that I can heal and accept that shadow, not only in myself, but I can stop projecting those sort of comments on the other person. So the golden shadow is where you would, in contrast, look at someone and go, you know, that is really a beautiful person, a friendly person. And we forget that we're seeing that. If we're seeing that in others, it's a reflection that that trait or part of us is within ourselves. And we need to do the work to find and excavate that part, which we're not able to see, and bring it forward. Golden shadow work invites us to love ourselves more. It invites us to look at ourselves and all beings as those, and all beings as one. And when we can see something in another, we should be able to see that in ourselves. And really what this is, like shadow work, is bringing ourselves into wholeness, into fullness, bringing all parts of ourselves, the light and the dark, into the foreground so that we can be truly who we are meant to be and start to shine more fully as we walk on our soul purpose journeys. So an important thing that you need to remember when we're doing shadow work is what I call the mirror effect. And this applies to both dark and light shadows. The mirror effect is this: in every single person we come into contact with, in every single relationship we experience, the person is serving as a mirror to us. They're showing us what needs to be worked on in our own lives. And at times it's the dark shadow that needs our attention. Other times that person is bringing a mirror of our beauty, of our wonderfulness. And it's asking us to acknowledge that we too hold all this possibility that we see in them within ourselves. And it just simply needs to be brought forward. So during our journey through life, the various souls we interact with are helping us bring ourselves ever closer to that next grandest version of ourselves. And we can only continue the upward spiral of growth when we acknowledge what does not want to be seen, what is hiding, and then bringing it forward, loving it forward. I see so many people who have issues with self-esteem, with self-care, with self-love. And it's because we simply do not see ourselves as worthy. And we do not take the necessary care and action steps around ourselves that we should be doing because we don't recognize our worthiness. And so many people have pain points where they do not feel good enough. And these feelings can all be brought to the light slowly and surely as we do our golden shadow work. And we can begin to see how wonderful we are. We can accept our worthiness, the miracles and blessings of this life. And we can love more, we can feel more, and we can shine our light more. So today, as we go into our golden shadow meditation, we will reflect on and bring parts of ourselves from our golden shadow forward, and then try and reintegrate these and try and accept those parts of ours, thus bringing ourselves into wholeness and fullness, so that we can feel worthy and so that we can practice the self-care and the self-love from a place of knowing that we fully deserve it. So another quote to think about as I bring this section, the learning section forward. It's a quote by Aurora Ray. She says, "Lead by example, following your heart's path. Your courage will inspire others to do the same. There is light in darkness, and there is darkness in light, and they are equally important and equally influential of each other. So we should not be afraid of either side, but instead learn to embrace them both as a way of growing our hearts and minds and bodies into wholeness." So at this point, I'm going to invite you to prepare your journal and also just ask if there's anything at this point that needs clarity, or if there are any questions. Just feel free to unmute yourself if you have a question and quickly ask it. Otherwise, we can reflect after our meditation. So before we experientially work on our golden shadow through our meditation, let us just answer 3 journaling questions. And I don't want overthinking, and I don't need perfection, and we're not going to spend much time here. I just want you to very quickly jot down what comes to mind, and these will help and be a starting point in our meditation. And of course, the invitation after today's session will be to go back and reflect on those and perhaps look a bit more deeply at the questions. So just remembering that our character traits are defined as the individual qualities or attributes that make up a person's overall character or personality. And these can be physical, emotional, mental, or moral. And every one of us is made up of a different combination of traits or qualities, although we do probably possess all of them. And also just the remembrance that as our lives change, so do these qualities and traits. So grab your pen and paper now. And I want you to first and foremost list 3 character traits that you do not like about yourself. So I'll just give you a minute to quickly jot those down. And if we're all done there, okay, the next question, question 2, is to list 3 wonderful or positive things about yourself. 3 things that come to mind at the top of your head in this moment. Okay. I'm sure we've all got 3. Now bring someone to mind that you admire greatly. And I want you to write down 3 positive traits of this person or 3 things that you admire about them. So just write those down. Just perhaps name the person you're thinking of. And it could be anyone. It could be a friend. It could be family member. It could be someone famous or someone that you've outwardly observed that you admire. So just pop down those 3 things that come to mind when you think about this person. And another lovely exercise to do, and perhaps you can add that after today's session, is to ask a couple of people that you know. Doesn't have to be close people, could be colleagues. Just ask them to give you 3 adjectives that best describe you. It's always wonderful to experience how other people see us. It helps us see what sometimes we don't see. So when you're done, you're going to just put that journaling aside. Like I say, you might want to come back to it when we're done here. And now we're going to experience a bit more deeply the golden shadow. And perhaps this will bring to mind or help you understand more of what I was talking about. So just prepare yourself now to be comfortable in this moment, in this space, and we'll get ready to do our meditation now. So getting comfortable and relaxed. If you want to switch off your camera, do so. And just when you're ready, close your eyes. Slowing down your breath now and really just letting gravity hold you. Allowing your body to be supported by your chair where you're sitting and grounding yourself deeply, very deeply into Mother Earth. Surrendering in this moment to her beautiful embrace And as you breathe deeply in a way that is right for you, just notice your energy now as you rest here. Is your energy forward in the future? Or is it behind you in the past? And now just allowing it to come into your center, into your present moment. Remembering your connection with Mother Earth, reminding yourself of your intuitive nature, and breathing deeply and evenly, allowing each breath to relax you more and more. And with each complete breath in and slowly out, traveling deeper and deeper within to a place of stillness, to a place where you can physically relax more and more. And noticing now the top of your head and relaxing it. And then your forehead, just softening. And now around your eyes, even more. Allowing this feeling of relaxation to flow down through your cheeks, into your lips and your jaw. Loosening in this area now, and just letting go. Continuing to allow this feeling of relaxation and softness to flow into your neck. Consciously release your shoulders now, your arms, and letting the softness flow into your fingers. Relaxing your chest and abdomen, and softening into your pelvis and your legs, and allowing this wave of softness and relaxation to flow all the way down your legs and into your feet. And just know that every time that you go into the state of complete relaxation and deep peace, you're allowing your body and your mind and your spirit to heal, to relax. Now slip into your gentle inner world. Breathe deeply and go within. With your eyes closed, see, sense, or feel the diamond bright light of the universe pouring down from above. Connect to the light. Connect to the energies of love and to the limitlessness of all that is. And now breathing into your heart space, centering your attention in your heart space. Going within and allowing. Going within and recognizing the light of your soul. Never doubt the power of your joy, kindness, and creativity. These simple acts ripple throughout the world, igniting waves of transformation far beyond what you can imagine. So open your heart to the fullness of who you are. Being open now to listen to your inner guidance. Let us invoke our inner being, our spirit or our soul. So just gently repeat in your head after me. I ask that I bring light to all the areas of myself that I have abandoned, neglected, and ignored. I ask that any parts of me that feel disconnected, separated, and unloved be brought into the fullness of the light. Anywhere where I feel lacking, insecure, and unfulfilled, anywhere I look to others for validation instead of my inner wisdom, I welcome these parts of myself forward now. And I open up a dialogue with myself so that I may know what the deeper parts of me need and how I can best service those needs, moving into a space of freedom and honoring myself, loving myself unconditionally, and thus freeing myself and accepting the joy of my being, allowing my spirit to be filled in my everyday life. Pause and listen to your inner voice. We all have divine intelligence moving through us and around us. So take a deep breath and simply expand your awareness. And clear your head. Let go of distracting thoughts. Go inwards and connect with your heart. Be in this moment and just let go. It is only you and your breath. And there's a gentle light surrounding you, pausing you and calling you to pause. In this stillness, you can find everything you need. Just repeat after me. In this moment, I now choose to release any limiting thoughts, feelings, or emotions that restrict the flow of the rejuvenating and loving energy of Source. And now imagine that you're standing in front of and looking into a full-length mirror. See yourself looking at yourself in the mirror, and without any judgment or expectation, just notice what you're seeing now. Notice what you're saying about yourself. Where you're criticizing. Perhaps you're criticizing the way you look. And just keep looking at yourself and observe what you're feeling in this moment. And now look into your own eyes and try and look into your inner world, your soul through your eyes, and try and see who you really are. What are you observing? Are you perhaps criticizing behavior of the recent past? Are you perhaps bringing forward dark shadow triggers or emotions like guilt or shame? Keep looking into your eyes and breathing into anything that you're telling yourself or feeling that is negative, and let it go. Just imagine it's being released through your body, through your energy systems, down through your feet and into Mother Earth. We know that Mother Earth gladly takes any negative, low vibrational emotions or energies and grounds them, transmuting them into pure love and pure light. So with your eyes closed now, take a moment to let go of any judgment of yourself or any uncomfortable feelings. And now imagine you're opening your eyes and looking at yourself in your mirror. And I want you to smile. Look at your smile, remembering the golden radiance of your smile, the power that it has, the power of transformation, not only for you, as you notice how much better you feel when you look at yourself and smile, but also for those whom your smile touches. Your smile is a gift to the world. It's a gift to yourself and to all other beings. And now, as you gaze at yourself in the mirror, repeat in your head after me. I love you. I love your smile. Indeed, I'm beautiful inside and out. I'm perfect in all my imperfections. See yourself as your highest self now. And now I want you to think of those 3 wonderful things about yourself that you journaled earlier. Perhaps a physical trait or any physical characteristic you may wish to highlight, or it might be a gorgeous personality trait, something that makes you smile, that makes you, you. So just reflect now on those wonderful things you noticed about yourself. Just thinking of those 3 things that you can say are wonderful about you. And as you breathe and as you look at yourself, repeat those 3 things you've chosen in your head to yourself. And perhaps you can expand now and perhaps find 5 or more things that you can use in this exercise. Maybe while we breathe here, new ideas come forward. So for the next few moments, I will be silent, but you will keep repeating to yourself the beautiful aspects of self you have recognized. Just breathe and allow. And now breathe and release anything blocking or stopping you from seeing the divinity and wonder that exists within you. And with your next conscious inhale and exhale, simply intend that you release all and any of these blocks across all dimensions of time, space, and reality. And now imagine you turning away from your full-length mirror. Turn away and relax. And now bring to mind someone whom you greatly admire. It could be someone in your friend circle, perhaps part of your family, or maybe even a famous figure. Just bring that person to mind as if they're standing in front of you and you're looking at them and they are looking at you. And see how they are looking at you and smiling. Just bring to mind and name in your head 3 to 5 things that you really love about this person, the reasons why you admire them so greatly. And smile. Just notice all those things that you've chosen to admire about the person standing in front of you now. And now see this person gently disappear. But remember the 3 to 5 things about them that you admire. And now turn back towards your full-length mirror. And looking at yourself in your mirror, repeat these things that you admired in the other person, using the words "I am" at the beginning of each sentence, as you list those traits you saw in the other. So I am, and then fill in the trait. And move through those 3 to 5 traits in repetition. I will be silent now for a few moments, but you will keep repeating to yourself the beautiful aspects of self that you recognized in the other person, using I am statements. And breathe and release anything blocking or stopping you from seeing these traits as part of you, as existing within you. And intend with the next conscious exhale that you release all and any of these blocks across all dimensions of time, of space and reality. And turn away from the mirror again. And imagine you closing your eyes and just absorbing the moment. And as you consciously and easily breathe, expand your energy and allow yourself to be seen. Others don't have to see your value, but you have to see your value. You have to know your worth. You have to feel it. Because ultimately how you perceive and feel within your own being is what will guide everything you think, speak, and do. You are so much more than the scars you carry. You are the light that survived them. And now, picture a time in the recent past when someone gave you a compliment. And if you can't recall a time, simply imagine someone paying you a compliment now. As you reflect, notice if you are able to receive and how you are able to receive the compliment. Just breathe and observe without judgment. If you are able to receive, smile and say thank you. If you find yourself battling to accept the compliment, release all judgment and all thoughts denying this. And as you breathe in, say thank you, even if you don't want to. Let go of these thoughts and this scene now, knowing you can revisit it and journal about it after the meditation. And forget about what you think you need, and rather receive and embrace what you truly need, what the universe is offering you now. and returning your energy and your awareness once again to your heart space, that beautiful glowing portal to your inner light, your soul. And now gently observe yourself and your emotions for a few moments. No observation is too small or insignificant. Can you see yourself with more kindness and compassion? Can you allow yourself to receive how others see you in whatever form it takes? Can you love yourself more? And be kind to all the past versions of you, because they are the sand in which you now bloom. And move into a state of gratitude. As you relax, be grateful for who you are. Every single part of you. Your gorgeous uniqueness is what the world needs. Thank yourself for the healing work you've done today, enabling you to shine more and more as you embrace your wholeness. And as you breathe, fill yourself with your deep appreciation. And now allowing your awareness to be back within your heart space, your beautiful, pure, glowing heart space. And remembering that we do this with pure intention. More people returning to their hearts. More people coming home to their inner heart space. Allows the consciousness of all of us to accelerate. And accepting our need to be seen and loved as we are, and then expanding this outward and giving it as a gift to everyone else. Love yourself. Connect with your true nature. Appreciate yourself and take responsibility for your own life and your own happiness. And we also remember that we cannot create happiness for another, but we can hold for them the reflection of their divine nature, which will make it easier for them to see it in themselves. We are mirrors. All beings are mirrors. Finally, as you continue to breathe, see, sense, or feel the bright light of the universe pouring over you and into you, energizing your being and transmuting any and all remaining stuck or low vibrational energy into love and light, leaving you cocooned in pure source energy, pure love and pure light. And smile as you begin to return to the present moment. Gently become aware of your body, and once again notice your groundedness to Mother Earth. Notice the holding and support. Become aware of your body and relax all your muscles. Breathe deeply now, allowing the breath to nourish your body and wake up your cells. Notice any sounds beyond my voice, allowing them to guide you back to the present waking moment. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your shoulders. And very gently, when you are ready, open your eyes and come back to this moment.